Yeah, man. I'm still just not having it this morning. Just waking up and still feeling like crap, dude. Not that I'm sick, but just feeling totally out of it since last night, and even just the other day. I just feeling like total shit. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm at the point where I'm just, you know, with nothing practically going my way except for my basketball shoot around season. It's like, I mean, I can sit here and wish that, 2025 is over, but it's been like that last year too. I wish 2024 was over. I wish 2023 was over. These last 3 years have also been bad. I've been wishing the same way, but then again, it comes another year where I gotta do something to make it work. But now the bigger accomplishment is bouncing back from 4 straight bad years. I don't know who has ever had that, but I feel like I'm the only one that's going through that streak, and that's going to be a very, very, very tough bounce back if you ask me. So it's going to be tough, man. Like I said, my last good year was 2021, and since then, that's when everything just fell apart for me, especially in my social circle. So, but I'm still not going to be talking. I'm still not going to be talking to anyone. I'm talking about friends. That's why I blocked my entire circle last night, and especially after what just transpired, and especially about what I said that really just upset me. It's still, I'm pretty upset to this day. So, it is what it is. I'll try to have a better day, but my concern is I need to fix myself more than I can ever try to bounce back from 4 straight bad years. Instead of thinking that I'm gonna try for another good year, which at this point has been a failure with so many expectations that I have. I gotta fix my life, period. That's all there is to it at this point. Gotta fix my life instead of worrying about trying to have another good year. I got problems just piling on, just for as long as I'm still in this dump, and especially with what this year transpired for me, and just things that are just totally unexpected that sorry, that I thought I would never have encountered, and especially in years past when I never had any history of what I have now. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm at. And speaking of my dump, dude, it's just I'm just being honest, and I know I've said this before in plenty of my old videos that it's gonna take a new job for me to change for the better. Let me say this again. It's gonna take a new job for me to change for the better. And this is just, I mean, people can say I'm capping, and people can say that this is hyperbole, but based on what most of my, or at least a majority of my close friends have seen, after they saw that I was, well, technically in the process of getting the help that I need, the quote unquote help that I need, and then it turns out for them, they still saw me at my worst, despite that, and especially with the meds that I'm taking, it's, they now they're looking at it like it's really not hyperbole. So, it's is they're really gonna have to see it that way. I believe that's, unfortunately for them, I know they don't want to think that way, but unfortunately because of what they've seen in me, and since, especially for the guys in my group, and in my really, really close group, the ones that I hang out with, like Russ and Eugene and the boss, now they're being forced to just even believe that. I know guys like a boss and Russ and Neil have already seen that. They believed that before in me. As for the other guys, after what transpired in those last 2 group text incidents, number 2 and number 3, now they're being forced to really see that that it's really going to take a new job for me to change for the better. And it is going to be a life-changing move if I do that, and I need to do it on my own. I can't. I don't want like how I got hired in this dump that I'm still in right now, going to my 13th year, which is way too long for me. That that it's gonna make me feel spoiled. That I mean, I know there's some people that go through that where they know someone and they're gonna help them get the job and all that. I get all that, but for me, I wanna take a step further to where it's just me getting a job on my own. That's just how I wanted to do it. It shows me I've accomplished something in my life. So this will be a much bigger accomplishment to me as far as, or I rather one of the really biggest accomplishments I'll ever have made in my life. You know, it's just that'll really make me a winner when I do get a new job on my own, not from someone that I know, but on my own. And I know it's been a real struggle to find a graphic design job. And look, I know I want to address badly what I saw in the Glassdoor community, that post and the response to it that really got me worked up. I mean, I couldn't help it. When I saw it, I was like, God damn, no fucking way. You know what I'm saying? When I go back to my dump on Monday, I think it would be the best time for me to address that, because I already know days like this, and especially with just, man, I can't help but to think that the service department is gonna do the Thanksgiving potluck again. Because I already talked to the sales manager up there to see if she's gonna do it, and if the whole company's gonna do it, and I understand what the reasoning of why she said it's not gonna happen, because I know a lot of people are gonna be out next week, and it's only 3 days, because it is Thanksgiving week. So I understand, and the HR is not gonna be in until literally the 1st of December, right? So, just looking at that, I mean, I can understand what she meant. But as for the service department, look, last year I was completely bummed out that it was just them that did it. And I even talked to the HR to see if it was, possible to do one. And I know it's only been a couple of days. I could have asked before, but, I did, how I just wish that, and I agree with the front desk on this, that the service department would get other people involved to make this a company-wide thing. This is what I mean when I say this dump is just not, not showing any fairness, it's all division. And I know I'm not the only one that's saying this. Being here for 13 years, I already know that they, aside from all that bullshit that, of how many of these people have made this place into, full of stupidity, full of division. It's just, but come on, man. What happened to this whole company-wide, Thanksgiving potluck that we had in 2023? That was fun, despite the internet outage of that day. So why can't it be that, the company does it again? It's only a service department. That's where it really ticked me off last year. And this year, it's going to tick me off as well, because I know that I was told that there's 2 people in charge of that in the service department. So if that's the case, why couldn't they get, the people upstairs to be involved and have a sign-up sheet? Why is it only them? Is it because they think that they're all that they're too cool, that they don't like the people upstairs? I don't know what the hell's going on, dude. This is where my blood boils when it comes to the unfairness of this dump. And this dump right now, since 2023, with almost 20 people that left, this is where I know I sound like a broken record saying that, it's I lost all objectivity of that place, but it's unfortunate. And getting to where I'm at now, just feeling worse each year, and now with all these problems that are just piling on for me, like me having to get the mental health that is totally unexpected, and a medication that is totally unexpected, and now my blood pressure going really high. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I know I got blood work coming on Monday, but for me to go back to the doctor and like a month after I went to my physical, where I found out about my high blood pressure, they're gonna check literally to see if my blood pressure is still gonna be high. I mean, this is where I'm at with my life, dude. To the point where even a cease and desist harassment letter became the worst work moment of all time. I know it's not directly work related, but it is the worst work moment of all time. Just having to hop on that day that I saw it on my personal email. I have my personal email up along with my work email. But This is what I've been saying. I feel like total crap. I feel like at times I feel like a special needs like an employee in there. I know I said it on my Facebook a lot. A lot of people just don't like what I say as far as like how I feel I'm at dump. And Andrew is just about the most critical, and as far as like him thinking that I'm just making some of the lamest excuses. Well, you know what? He can feel what he feels, and he's not the only one. Some other people too. Me and Mari have all these back and forths all the time. And it's just right now I'm just not talking to no one. All right, and I mean, I really hate to say it. I'm not sitting out here hating on them, right? But at this point, I just don't want to hear it. I mean, I know where they're coming from, but for me, it's just knowing how I've been and knowing my family is just as concerned of my ongoing struggle, my ongoing mental health struggles, despite me just getting the help that I need. I've said it, and I know they're not believing in me when I say, I know they won't, when I say that you know that it is my first time going through this, and that it could take. I mean, it's only been my 6 month, but it could probably take a year or so. No, actually, for my sake, it won't take at least a year. I'm not gonna go through where I feel like my peak point is gonna be of my understanding of therapy, behavioral therapy, can't even say it. Behavioral therapy. There you go. It's like I said, it's only gonna take a new job for me to change for the better. And for as long as I'm still in this dump, like a lot of things are just holding me back of being the person that I truly am. And now look what's happened. A lot of them, especially my ex close friends, just look at them on this template. Raya, Part Jory, Lovely Mel, Carmi, Angelique, who I'm right next to. It's very disappointing. Now they're looking at me like I'm the worst person of all time. I'm sorry. It's just that sad. Guys like them and Jessica and Shy. This is where I'm at, dude. And even Christine. I know I tend to mention a lot of those things because they are the most notable friends I've ever had. And it just breaks my heart because I broke their hearts like that. It's just sad. That's why they're in my ex close friend memorial wall, and I just really hate to even see myself just lose these friends and to see them depart from me like that. It's just that sad. And guys like Julio, Robbie, Andrew, Tristan. I mean, it just sucks. It just sucks too. Like, and those guys are also like notable friends because I've done many hangouts with them, and for guys like Julio and Robbie, I've traveled with them before. So and even Tristan. So it's just it's just baffling for me to just see how the person that I was before, truly loved and adored and admired, now all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world. I told you, everything that's happened, that I'm coming across in this dump with all their stupidity, and especially with all the division and the just how people are treated, like how I'm treated, and how we're all underpaid, especially with the same leadership under the company president. It's why a lot of things are just holding me back from not only reaching my potential as a graphic designer and being a valuable employee, but it's holding me back from really trying to improve myself as a person. So this is where I'm at. I'm stuck with where I'm at. I can try different things, but at the end of the day, it's going to take a new job. And I know a lot of people are not going to understand that. Not even my own family members. They're not. But I had to prove them wrong for that to happen. I mean, once I get hired, I'm going to be cheering about it, and I don't care what they like. Some people are going to be like, oh, are you sure that a new job's going to... I will prove it to them. I will prove it to them that I'm going to change for the better. That's where I'm going to have my peace of mind. That's where I'm going to find my happiness. And that's where I feel like I'm going to move on with my life when I do have a new job. I've said it over and over again. But regardless of what I read in that Glassdoor community comment in response to that post where the guy applied for 300 jobs and only had 8 job interviews for the creative marketing, at this point, I mean, this is why, like, graphic design is just so hard. And And I don't think that's just, I mean, the guy that mentioned in the comment where it said that it's ageism, that has to deal with creative marketing. I mean, I think it plays more to a part of how modern society is today and the way the job market is today. You know, it's just everything that's happened after the pandemic. It's just things are just becoming way more unfair in this society. Let's just be real about that. Humanity has just gone backwards, like Charles Tabansi said from Dreamers Pro. I listen to him every single day when he talks about sports. But he is right. Humanity's gone backwards, and it's just unfortunate. That's just the way that that this world operates now, and it just sucks for me to just even be a part of that. And while I'm still struggling to find a new job for the last 3 years now, I mean, I know the holiday season's already here. I know Christmas season has just started. Well, I mean, for me, it just started like last week. Let's just be honest with that. With some of the malls already decorated with Christmas stuff and all that. I know South Coast Plaza might have started theirs like the first week of November. I would not be surprised, and maybe some other malls too. But but really, ultimately, my goal still needs to be, I mean, looking for a new job. I gotta stay locked in on that. And whatever I can do, even my therapist tells me to keep writing cover letters and all that. I want to see if that works, and also the certificates. But at the end of the day, like, I hope I'm not one of those people that to where age is a factor. I don't. Maybe that's why Armando's still there. I mean, he's older than me, but like a few years. But I mean, come on. Like, age shouldn't really just matter like that. You know what I'm saying? At this point, if that's the way that graphic designers are being treated, especially when they're trying to find a marketing job, then they might as well just I mean, people like me, I might as well just look for something else, like what Eugene and Carlos have been telling me, you know, or Russ and the boss, Mari. I might as well look for something else if it's not going to be graphic design, you know. It's just but I mean, look at somebody like Rico. How come he's able to find other jobs? I mean, I know in a lot of the jobs that he's been in since he left his dump, it's only been at most a couple of years, a year, but at least he's been able to grab some jobs despite his age. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to tend to believe what the guy's saying, but I mean, based on his experience, I don't think he's capping on that. But ultimately, I got to be the one that's got to look for something. Because even if it's not graphic design, if it's something else, I'll just take it as long as the pay is much better than what it is now. I know $18.50 sounds like a decent pay rate, but considering the fact that I'm in this dump for my 13th year, $18.50 is just not enough. It's not. It sounds decent, but it's just not enough, considering that I'm already in my 13th year in that dump. Just think about it, 13th year. I'm just getting worse and worse each year. But if I'm going to end up staying in that place for another year, not only is shit going to get worse by the next year in this dump, but just I know I'm going to be experiencing a whole lot worse than what I already have. I mean, this dump has served as a curse, and especially with what happened last night. It's why I just can never feel like I can have a good life. And I know people are gonna say I'm crazy that I'm saying this, but I'm saying that because I know I can never get far as long as I'm still in this dump. Like, my spirit is always broken. It's like people just don't even care, especially when it comes to the bird season or my Christmas decors, my fall decors, Halloween, whatever. It's like I just don't get appreciated. I mean, I do get appreciated enough, but it's not like to an extent where I'm like fully appreciated. It's just, I mean, the fact that I have the same coworker for like 10 years, it's baffling to me. I could have sworn he was going to be in a new job already, but whatever, dude. I don't want to go on too much, but I say what I say, and I don't care what anybody thinks. It is going to take a new job for me to change for the better, and by getting that, I'm pretty sure I will now finally have focus on not only not only on peace of mind, but focusing on improving myself as a person. Look what Paula's doing right now. Look what Lisa's doing right now. Look what Rico's doing right now. Look at all these guys, even my my immediate close friends. Look where they're at. Even if some of them, my ex close friends. I'm gonna leave it at that, dude. Peace out.